A very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome to the virtual session of SST. Class 8, Civics, Chapter number 3, the Indian Parliament. Dear students, I have already shared part 1 of the video before. I hope you have all gone through it. Now, I am starting with the explanation of bill, that how it becomes a law. In your book, page number 213. I am going to brief you about how the bill becomes a law through the help of the flowchart, which is very much depictable on your screens. When the proposed law is given and it has to be enacted, it has been shown in both the houses, the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. A through reading of that bill has been done in the Lok Sabha. Then it has been passed on to Rajya Sabha, where the Rajya Sabha give their depiction about the bill and pass on to the president as well. The president, in discussion with the prime minister, enact the bill, consolidate the bill, and the law is passed. The next topic in your book is about the budget. What is that? The budget is a proposed bill on behalf of the country which is shown in every starting of the financial year. It is all about that how much the funds does the country have and how much does it want to do the expenditure out of it. You have not mainly इतना deeply आपने कभी इसको read नहीं किया होगा, but you have seen news related to it in the newspaper as well as on the television, that in any year it can be like the electronics has been costly, the cars has become cheap, food items had become costly. This is all about budget. There is a consolidated fund account in every country and they decide how to do expense out of it. This is all about the budget. The next is the control over the executive. It is the responsibility of the parliament to question all the executives, the ministers, the deputy ministers regarding their working in a government. So, after the healthy discussion or session in the parliament, what does the speaker do? They give fair deal and fair chance to everyone to speak and to tell their views. Just after that, a zero hour is there, where if the executive does not agree to the running government, that they are not satisfied with the working of that, they can give a no confidence certificate to the speaker that we are not so called satisfied with the working of the government, and they can give the reasons for that. Alright, moving on to next is the organ of information. Parliament is considered the most important organ of information. How? It deals with each and everything, the legislature, executive and judicial level. It is the parliament who decides which law has to be made and passed in the public interest at national level. So, the parliament in India at least is considered the most important organ of information. Moving on to next is the picture on the screen you're seeing is the President, the Honorable President of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind. Who is the President? He is the nominal head of the state. Right? President is elected by members of electoral college consisting of elected members of both the houses, means the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. They give their votes and the President is elected. The President is elected for the term of 5 years. There are certain eligibility which is required to become a president. Eligibility is simple. He must be a citizen of India. He should be above 35 years of age, qualified and not hold any position for profit. Now, what are the powers in the hands of the president? We can brief it in terms. The powers are related with executive, legislative, financial, diplomatic, judicial, emergency and military power. I will brief you one by one. The picture on the screen you are seeing is about the powers of the president. What are the executive powers? He can appoint the prime minister, can appoint the judges in the high court, and can appoint the auditor general of India. I have already explained you in Zoom session तो जो auditor general हैं वो क्या करते हैं. वो लोग budget देखते हैं कि कितना अब बजट था, कितना एक्सपेंस हुआ है नेशनल लेवल पर, और उसको क्रॉस चेक किया जाता है. Right? These legislative powers. What are the legislative powers with the president? He can dissolve the Lok Sabha. As Rajya Sabha is a permanent house, he cannot dissolve it, but Lok Sabha can be dissolved. He can address the parliament. He can nominate 12 members of Rajya Sabha, And when a bill is passed, when the law is enacted by the parliament, the president can give their assent, matlab whether he is satisfied or not. He can return to the parliament unless its money bill or constitutional amendment bill is not present, and they can summon also. Next is the financial power. A money bill, जिसमें पैसा इन्वॉल्व होता है, मनी इन्वॉल्व होता है, वो मनी बिल होता है, इट्स इंट्रोड्यूस इन द पार्लियामेंट ओनली व्हेन द प्रेसिडेंट गिव हिज परमिशन. अगर प्रेसिडेंट बोलेंगे वो बिल तभी शो होगा. प्रेसिडेंट लेट्स एनुअल फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, एनुअली एक फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट की कितना एक्सपेंस हुआ है, and can take advances out of the fund also. If you want to take out some money for the country, he can. Diplomatic powers, the president appoints the ambassadors and high commissioners. Higher position के जो लोग होते हैं उनको अपॉइंट कर सकते हैं. इंटरनेशनल एग्रीमेंट्स जितने होते हैं वो बिना प्रेसिडेंट के इंटरफेरेंस के नहीं हो सकते. द प्रेसिडेंट रिप्रेजेंट्स इंडिया इन इंटरनेशनल फोरम. तब इंटरनेशनल मीट होते हैं जहाँ सब कंट्रीज अपने आप को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, वहाँ पर प्रेसिडेंट भी अपनी कंट्री को जाके रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. Military powers, the president is the commander in chief Indian armed forces में. He can declare war, can conclude peace. President appoints chiefs, navy officers and everything. Judicial powers. Judicial powers include the president can appoint the chief justice of the Supreme Court. He can dismiss judges. President has the power to pardon the death sentence. Pardon means repetition. कि दोबारा अगर somebody is getting death sentence, कि किसी को फांसी दी जा रही है, तो वो बोल सकते हैं he has the rights कि आप दोबारा रिव्यू करिए इनके केस को. बिकॉज किलिंग समवन ऑब्वियसली मतलब इट्स अगर ये जुडिशल भी है, अगर ये गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू भी है, बट स्टिल उसमें अगर वो रिव्यू चाहते हैं तो वो कर सकते हैं. प्रेसिडेंट हैज़ द जुडिशनल इम्यूनिटी एंड सो ऑन द क्रिमिनल प्रोसीडिंग्स. What are the emergency powers? Emergency powers include a national emergency can be declared on the ground of war. अगर लड़ाई होती है, एक्सटर्नल एग्रेशन है, कुछ ऐसा आर्म्ड रिबेलियन हो गया है, तो नेशनल इमरजेंसी कर्फ्यू डिक्लेयर कर दिया जाता है. द प्रेसिडेंट हैज़ इट्स पावर. स्टेट इमरजेंसी कैन बी इम्पोज्ड इन स्टेट्स एज वेल एंड द फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी कैन बी प्रोक्लेम्ड. And salary and allowances is the last point. That means the salary and allowance of the president are fixed by the Parliament of India. The current salary of President of India is 5 lakh rupees per month, along with the various compensation and benefits भी मिलते हैं बहुत. His official residence is the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. Now here comes our Prime Minister, Honorable Mr. Modi. The Prime Minister of India is the head of the majority party of India. Since India follows a parliamentary system of government, most of the executive powers are exercised by the Prime Minister. He acts as a link between the President and Council of Ministers. What is a Council of Ministers? जहाँ बहुत सारे और मिनिस्टर्स अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट से प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ मिलकर कंट्री को रन करते हैं. The Prime Minister can be member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. What are the roles and responsibilities of the minister? The Prime Minister is the leader of Council of Ministers, right? It is the duty of the Prime Minister to communicate to presidents all decisions taken by the Council of Ministers. He allocates the portfolios among the ministers, distributes work. Prime Minister का duty होता है Council of Ministers में work को distribute करना. Prime Minister can change the members of his cabinet at any time. वो कभी भी changes ला सकते हैं. What does the Prime Minister do? He coordinates the work among the various minister departments through cabinet. Prime Minister is regarded as a chief spokesman of the country in international relations. इसलिए आपने देखा होगा कि जो हमारे मोदी जी हैं वो बहुत ट्रैवल करते थे फॉरेन में जस्ट टू मेक देयर फ्रेंडली रिलेशनशिप्स विद देम एंड इट्स प्रूव टू बी गुड. ड्यूरिंग दिस इमरजेंसी ऑफ कोविड हमें फॉरेन से इसीलिए हेल्प मिल पाई है बिकॉज ही हैड अ फ्रेंडली रिलेशनशिप्स विद देम. Prime Minister is also the chairman of the Planning Commission. Now, the Council of Ministers. This the picture on the screen you're seeing is all the Council of Ministers we're going to help the Prime Minister. What इसमें क्या क्या जो होता है include होता है? This is the Minister of State, Deputy Minister, the Council led by the Prime Minister. The cabinet is the main body. Cabinet means जहाँ पर council of ministers work करते हैं. That controls, coordinates the activities of the government departments. They take important decisions and the ministers of state had to abide by the decisions made by the cabinet. What is the eligibility? A person must be a member of either house, Parliament eligible for the appointment as the minister? Any minister who is not a member of either House of Parliament can be appointed for 6 months. Working of Council of Minister. The first and foremost principle of the Council of Minister is to accept the leadership of the Prime Minister. Means जो काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स है उनको प्राइम मिनिस्टर को फॉलो करना ही करना है. जो वो बोलेंगे उनका डिसीजन अबाइडिंग होगा सबके लिए. इफ़ एनी वन इन द कैबिनेट और काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर डज नॉट फील लाइक एक्सेप्टिंग हिज लीडरशिप, द ओनली वे लेफ्ट फॉर द मिनिस्टर इज टू लीव ग्रेसफुली. वो छोड़ सकते हैं अपनी जॉब को, बट ही हैज़ टू अबाइड टू द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. Another basic principle is that the joint and collective responsibility of each and everyone. A vote of no confidence in the Lok Sabha against a particular minister. No confidence का मैंने अभी आपको concept before इस वीडियो में ही मैंने आपको बताया है कि if the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha is not satisfied with the working of any of the government prevailing at that time, he can knock the door of the assembly, the sessions in the parliament, and can say that we are not satisfied. A no confidence certificate has been made in that condition. So, no confidence against the whole Council of Ministers. Another basic principle is that of cabinet. It means that the cabinet functions as a team when a bill introduced by a minister in the Lok Sabha is not approved by it. The entire responsibility falls on the Council of Ministers and not the ministers. I hope you all have gone through this. Kindly read on the chapter, go through all of the topics included in your video as well. If there is any doubt, you're not understanding any point related to any of the houses, the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and ministers working, you can ask in Zoom class as well. We will be connected. Till then, you can go through this video and chapter as well. Thank you so much and happy learning.